Go ahead and close this right quick. All right. Sorry there, folks. Oh, one day I'll be professional. One day. I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I figure it'd be important. The U.S., as the title says, a collapse of the U.S. right wing. And I think that it makes a lot of sense because the cope has been so strong on Twitter. It really has. The cope of the right wing has been so strong amongst the MAGA peds and everything else, and people dabbing, saying that, the, I tried to play along, I think, with the idea. What's going on, Timogen? I tried to play along with the idea that, well, maybe there was some fraud, this and that, but it appears that the real reason is that, what's going on, Union Army Ball? The real reason is that Trump is in for 2 lawsuits, which he could do jail time for. And the presidency cannot save him. The sharks are tasting the blood in the water. So, you see, I'm going to show you this video just to show you the collapse and what America First and all these other, Nick Fuentes is really about. Look at this. Look at this crap. Let me see here. Don't worry, I'm going to make it big here, big screen. Let me make sure here. Y'all can see that. Yeah. Jumbo. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all right quick. Okay. So this is that. I can't think of this guy's name, but basically, yeah, it does look like Sammy Davis Jr. here. I know that they've made a lot of jokes about that, but Sammy Davis Jr. next to Alex Jones. Let's hear what happens, folks. I don't have my headphones. I don't feel like getting them. I heard enough of it to see. Jesus is king, he says on it. Go ahead.
Alex, they certify. I'm sorry, I'm not trying not to go to. They certify the vote here, right? We're inside. Let's not leave.
We're not crowdsourcing.
No, serious.
We're not the left. We're not going to democratize ideas.
That's how we can stop the certification.
Listen to me.
Peaceful.
Listen to me.
It's not a bad idea.
Listen to me.
What? Peaceful sit-in. That's what we'll call it.
Here we go. If the hillbillies make up all the ideas, then we're going to lose the country. So put aside your pride. Listen to me. We're going to stop the steal, but first we're going to stop the certification.
Let's not get in the fight. It's okay.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that?
Sorry, let's talk about it later. It's good.
Okay. All right.
It's okay to have ideas. Everybody's fine.
Yeah.
Just an idea, man.
We'll just lose the republic.
Well,
Ideas are fun.
Listen. He can have ideas as a private citizen.
Yes.
But we have our ideas. The point is, this is good. Everybody came here. We're kicking ass. It's wonderful.
I'm just talking out loud with ideas, man.
It's good, brother. I love it.
Okay,
I'm not trying to upset anybody. Believe me.
AOC.
One team, one goal. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have ideas. That's what makes America great. You have yours. I have mine. We'll talk about it. We'll meet in the middle.
Fishing supplies.
So, just to see there, yeah. Right wing has to collapse if it ever wants to form into something viable. Yeah. Republicans are just Democrats from 20 years ago, constantly conceding in the current alt-right or alt-grifters. Yeah. That's true. The left will likely collapse during the Biden first 4 years. Exactly. I think that maybe it's a good thing that we have this huge amount of cope. There's so many people who have built their careers around Trump, positive or negative. So many people have. It's like Nick Fuentes included. Is that they've built their career around Trump and about America First and all this other type of stuff. And it's like now that has collapsed or is collapsing, people are now starting to be like, oh, maybe we can rebuild into something better. A lot of the so-called alt-right or even the Wignats, a lot of them have already become like tankies and stuff like that, in some way. And I use that word loosely. I don't use it that often. But I think that they've become more unironic tankies. Like, yeah, Ho Chi Minh was based because he fought for the Vietnamese people and stuff like that. And of course, the 5% are like, oh, well, we helped turn the vote. No, you didn't. It's just... But anyway, that's a whole other story. What I will say, though, is that maybe it's a good thing that the right wing, as we know it, is collapsing. We see all this type of stuff going down. We saw that, like I say, Tucker Carlson apparently just said, it's a hoax. This whole, election fraud business is collapsing. And it's ridiculous. And now they're like, well, Tucker Carlson did a lot of good things, but it's like, no, Tucker Carlson has been a grifter. I can't think of a time. Yeah, Wignats and Tankies. Yeah. I can't think of a time when Tucker Carlson, he's a grifter. That's all that needs to be said. He's always been a grifter to a point, and he's shifted, alliances. That's how it goes. If you're any sort of person that latches on to politics, and you've really latched onto an idea, it's like you call yourself a Marxist-Leninist. It's like, you could live in the past and be like, oh, yeah, well, Hoxha was great, or Machos Rakosi was great. I saw a video and they were talking about the Hungarian Revolution or whatever, and I'm not going to get into that. I'm not even Hungarian, but it's just so ridiculous. It's like, oh, Rakosi was right. He was anti-revisionist, but the Khrushchevites kicked him out. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. That's just some cringe type of stuff in my opinion. But what's going on in Kazan? And what's going on in Install Gen 2? Install Gen 2? Yeah. Fox News sucks. Yeah, exactly. I don't think they will learn their lesson and form yet another neocon right-wing party. Yeah. Restructuring the Repubs. Yeah. I think there will be that aspect too. But I definitely think, though, is that large parts of the left will collapse. They will collapse for various reasons. I think that, we're going to see Joe Biden immediately start more shit. And he's going to start making cuts, and he's not going to be providing any sort of, material consolation prize for anybody. Most based Hungarian was Bela Kun. Okay, Bela Kun. What else? I was going to say that, but also I think that I'm just going to briefly touch this and then, we can move on. But I think to a certain degree is that China is going to be a little bit more, is going to embrace its culture more, and it's going to embrace its past more. And I think that they're going to, they've already kind of left, the whole, kind of the socialist thing behind. You could ask a lot of these folks who are just, these China boos. I don't really appreciate any boo, okay? Any sort of, Veraboo or a China boo or this and that. It's like, I feel like China is what it is. But I'm not Chinese, so it's like, they're going to do what they're going to do. But I live in this country, But anyway, I think that there's a lot of folks who are going to be like, well, they're just helping out economically. This and that. Are they teaching Africans how to build stuff? And it's funny to me, but I'm not going to get, that's all I'm going to say about China. I'm not going to even go that in depth about it. I'm already out of my depth. But yeah, that's how I feel about that in general. We see a huge collapse going on of that. Yeah. It's just, it's funny to see that, yeah, China is going red fascist, as CT calls it. Yeah. Did you see, what was it? What is that podcast he does? I can't even think of it. Yeah. But yeah, that's generally how I feel, We see this huge collapse, though, of stuff that's going on, We see this huge collapse of just of what used to be considered right wing, or even left wing to a point, Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, here's the video that just absolutely bro moment here. Let me go ahead and show this right quick. Yeah, you're correct.
So we know there's a fraud.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Yeah, sorry. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna blow it up big screen here if I can. There we go. But yeah, here they are. This is just when he goes full on boomer. Go ahead.
So we know there's a fraud. There's no question. And I don't know about you, but I was awfully disappointed yesterday with Tucker Carlson. Did anybody see that? I mean, what the hell?
We expect better.
We do. And you know something? On election night, it was Fox News that first called Arizona prematurely for Biden.
This is some boomer shit. This is some absolute boomer shit. Oh, Tucker Carlson didn't do what we said. Oh, he's not my friend anymore. It's like that meme. It's like, I'm not friends with X anymore. I'm friends with this person now. It's just like, but you don't want to associate yourself with Nas Bowles or Ignatz. You don't want to do that. Trapped. You're trapped in the prison of seclusion, you know. Happiness living on the streets of delusion, you know. Even a smooth criminal one day must get... I'm sorry. That's a good song, though. But yeah, go ahead. God damn.
It was Fox News that refused to carry President Trump's press conference 2 days after the election.
Why are you guys not waking up to this? It's just so dumb. He will always be a Republican.
And we expect the liberal media, of course. We expect that from CNN and MSNBC and every other network.
Right.
But we are the people that are watching Fox News, and they betrayed us. And I'll tell you, I have been a fan of Tucker Carlson for a long time.
Yep.
He has said things that a lot of people are afraid to say. And he has given a voice to a variety of conservatism, which I think most people in the country agree with strongly. And after Fox News called Arizona prematurely for Joe Biden, I said, I will never watch Fox News again.
Ever.
I said, but maybe Tucker is okay.
It's literally like consumerism, isn't it? I will never watch Fox News again. I have to tell people. Oh, nobody cares if you don't watch it or not. Oh.
But since the election, what is Tucker Carlson been talking about? Where fake? Really?
Oh boy, let me see here. Y'all get
Polls
the
are fake. We've known that for 5 years. We've known that for decades. The polls are fake. The polls are fake. The ballots are fake. And the ballots are what decides the election. Why don't you talk about that? And last week, he's talking about how, well, the Democrats didn't fare so well because defund the police isn't good political messaging. Talking about the political messaging of the left, we're in the fight of our lives.
Golly. Well, there you go. Yeah. His video lag. Yeah. Oh no, it was the video. Yeah. Fuentes is a cultural capitalist. He doesn't hide it either. He really doesn't. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, that was just ridiculous to see. I mean, it just... This is what we have, folks. Like I say, eventually Nick Fuentes is just going to admit. I'm sure he's going to admit when he finally... He's going to be like a Rush Limbaugh. I keep on saying this, but I think that he will. He will become a Rush Limbaugh who is going to be, you know, on like some rando type of stream where people can find it. Yeah. I have the same problem with my... How is it right now? I just want to make sure. I know that there's a delay, so I'll wait. As I'm doing it through StreamYard, but I'll give it a minute. Yeah. Nick can be an asshole, but he's way better than what was that alt-right dude? Or we talk, which one? Yeah, Tinky Groypers win. Yeah. One day. Who knows? Oh, it's okay now? Yeah. Yeah, it was just the video. Yeah, it was just a video. Anyway. But yeah, I think that will be more of a Milo since he had a date with a gay cat boy. That's true too. Yeah. Real downfall for Fuentes will begin once Biden is in office. He will have a following still, but his relevancy will trickle down over the coming months. Yep, exactly. I've heard little bits, and this is just hearsay, but it's like a lot of that stuff on his D-Life channel, it's all bots. It's all bots. Or at least quite a few of them are bots. You know, eventually these Zoomer kids and all these, these base trad cats kids, they're going to have to wake up and realize, like, this motherfucker doesn't care about you, you know? Why are you giving money to this guy because he says some things that sound good? You know? That's all I can really say. It's just ridiculous. Sorry. Let me go ahead and stop sharing the screen there for a minute. There we go. Let's go ahead and take that off. But yeah, I've actually got a video here. I'm going to do a class analysis for sure. Fluff, yeah, fluffs the numbers by 3 to 4 times. Yeah, it's 8K. He may have 2K to 2.5K. Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to do a video. Probably I'll get it recorded anyway. And I'll do it like a legit video about a class analysis of this show, Tailspin, that I used to watch when I was a kid. That I forgot I had on DVD. But I was watching it anyway. I'll just let y'all know that. So I will try to do that. Yeah, Spencer, he's better than Spencer. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. The next edgy Republican in office, these grifters will be relevant again. Yeah. English, I know English, yeah. But yeah, that's about all I really have to say. I think that I will say this. I saw a couple of the BreadTube folks. They're kind of like the Orbit BreadTubers, you know, of Bo the Fifth Column and Thought Slime did videos because today apparently is the 75th anniversary of the Nuremberg trials. And I said, I mean, the thing is, I mean, I remember watching a documentary. Well, actually, it was one of those made-for-TV films. It had Alec Baldwin. This is from the 90s. It was on TNT. Remember about the Nuremberg trials, this and that. And ironically, I watched a movie today, Vermeer, which is about this guy, this Dutch guy, who did all these fake paintings and sold some of the Hermann Goering, and made millions of dollars. Or excuse me, made millions of whatever the Dutch currency is to kind of trick the Germans, and more specifically to trick Hermann Goering, which is very very good. I think the movie itself was kind of meh. It was all right. Like I said, it was kind of more of an art house film and everything, but it was all right. I don't know what else is there. I feel like I'm doing stand-up sometimes. It's like, what else do I need to talk about? But, we've seen, kind of, the shifts are going to come. Yeah, Goering ate his Discord server. Yeah, that's a good video. Yeah, it's still one of my more popular videos. I remember I took that from Discord. I don't even go on Discord anymore, though. It's just kind of, it's not even worth it. I used to just go there to steal memes, but I don't know. I just got busy, and it's just like, meh, whatever. I'm sure the memes are funny. I'm sure they're still good, but it's like, meh, whatever, basically. I don't know. Yep. Like I say, it's going to be, we're going to see the shifting, the plate tectonics of everything, kind of seeing what side people are going to be on. Because there are only going to be so many pathways you can take. I'll put it that way. And that's just the way it is with politics, unfortunately. Yeah. Have you seen Alexander Nevsky? I have never seen Alexander. I've seen, I take that back. I've seen bits of Alexander Nevsky. You're talking about the one from the Soviet era, right? That one? I think so, yeah. Discord, Reddit, image board sites. Yeah, they are kind of poo-poo. They are. But yeah, like I say, I think I've just been watching that show Tailspin. It's a Disney show, so I'm not going to do any footage of it. Yeah, I'm contemplating getting a book on the French SS division. Oh, the Charlemagne division. Yeah, I've actually got a book on the British SS volunteers. So I need to look at that one day. Like I said, I've got so many books that I need to at least look through and kind of read. So yeah. Yeah, hopefully I'll get into reading that a bit more, but yeah. Oh, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You kind of feel it in the air, like, well, politics are going to shift, and people are going to take their sides. For me, I'm going to kind of become a bit more left wing. Like I say, I'm still going to be critical of the left. Tailspin, yeah, going to check the new Animaniacs soon. Oh, really? There's a new Animaniacs? Huh. There you go. Huh. May check that out. But yeah, like I say, that kind of brings me back. I remember Chippendale Rescue Rangers and DuckTales. I never watched that Care Bear. Well, wait a minute. I think maybe I watched that Care Bears one a couple times. But yeah, like I say, I was like 5 years old. It definitely brings things back a bit more. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Oh, it's just one of those things, isn't it? I don't know. Is there much else to say? I mean, you know, Joe Biden is getting in more people. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Maybe I won't do that. Yeah. Yeah, British Freikorps. Interesting of the British SS, interestingly. Yeah. I think there was also one called the American Freikorps. Yeah, there were a couple of those. Yeah. Life is like a hurricane. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, that's all I really have to say. I think that, yeah, it's hard to tell where the left will go. Because socially liberal stuff is penetrating ML circles, no pun intended. Yeah. Bosnian SS is fascinating. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Because, yeah, I was watching that Mark Felton. And you can take that Mark Felton with a grain of salt. But I saw him, and apparently, you know, a lot of it was just that when they went to France for training, if I'm remembering correctly, but with the Bosnian SS units, is that basically a lot of them are writing because there's a lot of racism against them. Oh my gosh, how surprising. But basically, they had those riots that broke out, and, you know, SS really couldn't get their shiznit together. You know, you know, to heck with it. I think I'll go ahead and play what I was going to intend. I intended to play. I think it's kind of a shout out. You can take it with a grain of salt. But I do want to see kind of the way this goes. Let me see here if I can find it right quick. We'll go ahead and watch this for a minute. I'll go ahead and bring it. Let me see if I can bring it in here. That way we can improve things a little bit here. Sorry if I blow out your mics, folks. Give me a moment. Let me see what we got here. Give me a moment there. Give me a moment. Let's see. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Sorry, I was reading one of the titles there. It's crazy. Huh. Let's just take me a minute to get to where I need to go. Let me see here. Playlists. There we go. Let's see here. We're going to take that off. Take that off. It was very interesting, though, I do have to say. I'm going to take that off the list. We'll take that one off the list. It was very interesting to see that there is the CIA's secret Afghan army. It's from Redfish. I thought that was pretty good, talking about basically the just kind of talking about how Afghanistan has gotten worse since its supposed end versus now. So let me go ahead and get to where we need to go. We're going to skip past this Fei Huang there. There we go. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah. You didn't miss that much, yeah. Bosnians deserve racism, yeah. Actually, kind of interesting. Definitely, they are, yeah. Got a book called Amount the Red Stars about women of World War II Soviet Air Force recently. Haven't started reading it yet, though, yeah. Sounds interesting, yeah. But not that much. Cornholio fan, 1995. Not that much. Go ahead and do that, yeah. Serbs are the Russians your mom says you have at home, yeah. Okay. I'm going to play this one just because I do like Paralight Works. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Paralight Works on YouTube, but they put out some good stuff here and there. They don't just do World War II stuff. They also do, like, occasionally, I think they've done like a night one. They've done like a more modern day gangster one. But usually their stuff is about that. So yeah. Among the Red Stars. Oh, okay. Imagine supporting NATO. Yeah. There's some pretty good stuff, though. Give me just a moment, folks. Let me make sure here. Yeah.
Die Russen
Warsaw
greifen
Pact
an.
Gang,
Sie
yeah.
nehmen uns von zwei Seiten in die Zange. Wir brauchen Verstärkung. Ihr bricht gerade alles
I'll
zusammen.
see you later, Autarkic People's
Wir
Republic.
brauchen sofort.
See you later. This guy went for the ham on this one. He's been in another Paralight Works, some of their short films. But this one, he was really told to ham it up on this one. He really goes like the full on like SS officer here. It's very interesting. I mean, you know, his performance.
Verstärkung. Hallo? Hallo? Verdammt die Scheiße! Wir können die Städte nicht länger halten. Wir müssen uns zurückziehen.
Oh yeah, sorry about the blood. Ooh, y'all love that music. Here we go. Got the PPS 43 there. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Movie recoil. Yeah, it is, yeah. Incoherent, angry German. Yeah, it really is, yeah. It is Airsoft, though, yeah. You are right, Install Gen 2. Yeah. Have you seen the film Hitler Rise of Evil where all the Nazis speak with English accents? Yeah, I've seen a bit of that, yeah. I saw a video yesterday about German child soldiers. Apparently there was an entire SS brigade. Oh, really? Wow. Never played Airsoft. Yeah. Yeah, sure, you could. Yeah, why not? We could. I just want to see this guy's hammy performance, you know. Very hammy. Yeah, you could. I'll give it a minute. Not going to lie, that camo, yeah. Yeah, the camo does look pretty good. We'll give it that. Go ahead and take this off the list there. There we go. Okay, cool. Let me, sorry, I get distracted easily. Okay. Let me see what we got here. Let me see. Oh, boop, 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 boom. There we go. Oops. Yeah, that works.
Reduced to rubble by years of aerial bombardment.
Oh, really?
Now a storm of enemy artillery. Civilians huddle in basements, desperately scavenging for food where they can. Soldiers frantically dig in, improvising defensive positions in the wreckage. In the tense hours before the enemy attack begins, you and your fellow fighters are told to expect no mercy, and to give no ground, and to fight to the last man. It's your duty and honor to die for your country, and anyone who panics and tries to run away will be shot as an example to the others. You and your comrades have few weapons, little ammunition, and have had little tanks that cannot be replaced. Now the Allies have crossed into Germany itself, reaching the Elbe River. In the east, the unstoppable Soviet juggernaut, after pausing in its relentless advance to secure its flanks and improve its supply, has once again broken through the weakened German defensive lines. Berlin is surrounded under constant artillery bombardment and awaiting the final Soviet assault into the city. Hitler continues to give orders for relief forces to punch through the Soviet stranglehold on the city and relieve the capital, but those are fantasies. German forces outside the city are exhausted and far too weak, and all their efforts to break through have already failed. no help is coming. Germany's military has already lost more than 3 million dead over the course of the war, with another more than 1 million missing and taken prisoner. Her manpower reserves are completely exhausted by nearly 6 long years of total war waged across continents. And in
Yes.
entire generation of German men has been devastated, and the German High Command is desperate for every living soul they can throw into the front lines. They've been scraping the bottom of the barrel for some time now. In September 1944, as German forces are pushed back further and further on both fronts, Hitler orders the creation of the Volkssturm, a sort of improvised militia separate from the army. It officially drafts males as young as 16 and as old as 60, but much younger boys sometimes volunteer and are sometimes forced to serve in its ranks. Some of the older men are veterans of the First World War, called on once again to fight and die for their country in a titanic struggle. But most have no military experience at all, and are given only the most basic training and sparse and outdated equipment. Some even go into battle carrying weapons from the previous century. These old men and teenagers are hurled unprepared into combat alongside the army and take terrible casualties. By February of 1945, as the military situation continues to deteriorate hopelessly, the Volkssturm starts conscripting women and girls as auxiliary personnel, but none of these measures are nearly enough. The Nazi leadership has long been interested in preparing children for war. Nazi youth groups have been formed as early as 1922, in the social and political upheaval after the disastrous First World War, and in 1926 the Hitler Youth was officially christened. Boys as young as 10 years old were encouraged to participate in the junior branch of the group, the Jungvolk. And as for girls,
It's like did they let Mr. Gupta in too? They let the Gupta in, huh? I guess that's based in that's some based Aryanism, I guess, huh? By letting the
a parallel organization was created, the League of German Girls.
Spam
There were more
ball
than
memes.
25,000
Yeah, exactly.
Hitler Youth members by 1930, and membership swelled as Hitler's
Act like
political
fascists
fortunes
to
took
yourself.
off.
Yeah.
By 1936, membership in the Hitler Youth
Yeah,
had
be
been
an
made
idea.
mandatory for every young boy in Germany,
Liberals.
whether his
Yeah,
parents
exactly.
wanted him to join or not, as long as he was considered racially acceptable.
Come on.
Parents
go.
who declined to register their children for enrollment could face fines or imprisonment. No other
It's always
youth
something with that
organizations
dog,
were
isn't it?
even
Yeah.
permitted to exist. So for many boys, the Hitler Youth was the only way to participate in activities like sports and camping.
Yeah.
But political, ideological, and racial training were always the main focus of the group. The entire
So you
reason
got
for
a
its
Castizo there. Looks like you got some Castizo there. Look at that. They were multicultural, weren't they? There you go.
existence was to teach children and young teenagers to be obedient Nazis. And members were even encouraged to inform on their parents if they voiced opposition to the Nazi party. Every member swore a personal oath of loyalty to Adolf Hitler
it's true.
as the savior of Germany. Once the war broke out, Hitler Youth were given increasingly militaristic training. They learned how to use weapons and were taught
That's true. Because of all that training that they would do on the weekends, they were too tired to really learn anything in school. So by the time they grew up, a lot of the time they were really bad in school because they couldn't concentrate enough to get passing grades. So
basic assault tactics. Their training emphasized physical fitness, and they were subjected to army-style drills meant
Nazis
to
are
teach them
barbarians,
total and automatic obedience to orders. Above all, they were taught that it was their duty
I've
to
got black
sacrifice
soldiers,
their
exactly,
lives for
yeah.
the fatherland. In 1943, as the war turned increasingly against Germany, an entire SS division was formed
Okay,
from
hold
Hitler
on.
Youth members.
I hate to be. I'm gonna have to be nitpicky here. Okay, so they got SS, but then they got the German army cuff or on the cuff of their coats there on their uniforms. That's the army one. So it's like, okay, you couldn't you couldn't get the Thunderbolts on. Okay, go ahead.
The 12th SS Hitlerjugend. The recruits were supposed to be at least 17 years old, but many boys 16 and under joined its ranks. In 1944, the division was sent to Normandy to hold the town of Caen against British and Canadian attacks. There, in the dense urban terrain, its young soldiers fought fanatically, often recklessly, showing
Come
just how
on.
far their indoctrination had gone. Often, they fought on after all hope of victory was gone.
Like I say, I mean, like I say, once again, Sanjay is right there. Look at that. Sanjay is still alive. Dang, good for Sanjay.
Refusing to retreat or surrender, Allied soldiers remembered being forced to kill boys young enough to be their sons. In a month of hard fighting, well over half the division's young men were killed or wounded. After refitting and receiving replacements, it would go on to fight in the Battle of the Bulge, again suffering appalling losses. The unit ended the war, making hopeless counterattacks in Austria. In the final desperate months of the war, the dying Reichs turned to younger and younger children. In the last surviving film footage of Hitler from March 20th, 1945, the leader of Germany, looking feeble and exhausted, stands in front of a line of teenage boys. As the Soviet army prepares for its final offensive, the young fighters have been summoned for a medal ceremony and an opportunity to meet the man for whom they've all sworn to sacrifice everything. They've been selected as examples of Germany's brave youth to receive the Iron Cross for their heroism. Their faces beam with pride as Hitler shakes their hands. The most famous among them is Wilhelm Hübner, who at 16 years old was decorated for carrying messages
You're
from
not even going to show
headquarters
that
to
picture,
forward
huh? They're not even going to show the picture of him. All right, yeah. This reminds me of the Children's Crusade, but at least it wasn't organized by a child, yeah. But they still got purged by the Nazis. Yeah, they probably did, yeah. Base Zarathustra, yeah, exactly.
positions under heavy fire and filling wheelbarrows full of weapons and supplies for the frontline troops. But the youngest boy present is Alfred Czech, aged only 12 years old. As the fighting in Silesia approached his family's farm, the young boy had seen a group of German soldiers under attack, taking casualties. Using his father's farm wagon and horses, Czech made several trips under enemy fire to collect the wounded and bring them back behind the lines for medical treatment, rescuing 12 men. In the film footage, Hitler pinches the boy's cheeks as he congratulates the young child soldier. Hübner, Czech, and the others receive their medals, share a meal with the Führer at which they recount their exploits, and then return to the fight. A month later, on April 20th, 1945, Hitler's birthday, just 10 days before his death by suicide, Germany's increasingly helpless leader makes his last public appearance outside of his heavily fortified underground bunker. As Soviet artillery pummels Berlin, and the suburbs of the city are turned into bloody battlegrounds, he again meets with Berlin's child soldiers, handing out medals and encouraging them to make the ultimate sacrifice for their country. Hitler will never again leave his bunker alive. Now, in the final weeks of the war, as Germany's situation crumbles, children are enlisted wholesale. The Volkssturm is routinely drafting children as young as 12. Allied soldiers report encountering armed enemies as young as 8.
Got some Castillo
Thousands of young
futurism there,
boys
it
are
looks
pulled
like.
directly
Oh,
out
man.
of grade school, given little to no training, handed
Yeah,
weapons,
exactly.
and sent directly into combat against the unstoppable Red Army. In Berlin, entire battalions of young Hitler Youth boys are formed and told to hold the vital bridges that allow reinforcements into the city, reinforcements that existed only on paper. Others are told to ambush Soviet troops as they advance down Berlin's broad, rubble-filled streets. Some young children are even formed into suicide squads and told to charge Soviet tanks with grenades. Parties of SS soldiers roam the ruined city seeking out deserters. They execute them, shooting them or hanging them from lampposts as an example to others that desertion offers no way out. Even the youngest soldiers are executed for giving in to fear. By now, Berlin is under constant bombardment by Soviet artillery, and the Red Army is in the process of surrounding the city. They punch through the feeble defenses in the suburbs and begin their bloody assault into the urban center. The German defenders, from little boys and girls up to gray-haired elders, fight tenaciously, but there is no hope of success. Slowly, bloodily, the Soviet forces conquer the city block by block until the last Nazi resistance is holed up in government buildings in the center of town. Some of the most zealous defenders make their final stand in the heavily fortified Reichstag. Once this
Come on. Come on, let's be honest now. They were French and I think Estonians at the Reichstag, okay? Once again, that goes back to, yeah. But basically, they were the last real defenders, Come on now, let's be honest. Come on.
seat of the German government before the 1933 fire, now has been turned into a deadly fortress. Soviet infantry assault the massive building, clearing it out in brutal room-to-room combat over the course of several days, and at last the remnants of the German high command surrender the city. The Germans lose more than 100,000 military personnel defending Berlin, including thousands of children, and nearly 200,000 civilians are killed. The Soviet army loses more than 75,000 dead and 300,000 wounded. Once the fighting finally stops, Soviet troops embark on an orgy of looting and raping throughout the shattered city, terrorizing the survivors. On the 7th of May 1945, when all remaining German forces surrender, the Nazi Third Reich, which was to last 1,000 years, is no
Glasses Gang. That's why Hitler lost. Glasses Gang. Sorry.
more. But for the children who were thrown in
Anti-Glasses Gang. Come on now. Pol Pot would have been... Ooh, he would have been furious. Okay.
the last bloody defense of their homeland, their lives are forever scarred. Thousands of them were killed in battle, and many thousands more spent years in Soviet captivity. 12-year-old Alfred Czech would be shot through the lung while fighting in what would become the Czech Republic, and spent the next 2 years in a prisoner of war camp. He would return home and find that his father had been drafted into the Volkssturm in the final weeks of fighting and killed in combat. Like Czech, those who eventually made it home found their country occupied and divided between East and West. Like so many others, Germany's
They
child
couldn't
soldiers
even draw an Iron Cross. Come on. Hey, gum, I can't draw worth shit, but come on. You could at least traced it.
spend the rest of their lives trying to come to terms with the enormity of what had happened to Germany and their own roles in one of the most brutal, inhuman regimes in history.
Oh, okay, that was abrupt. Okay. That's kind of a good intro, though, with this. To me, this is still pretty good. Let's go ahead and watch this a little bit more. This is pretty good. This guy really goes for the hammer. Like I say, this guy who's being I think an Untersturmführer, which is a lieutenant. Or excuse me, Untersturmführer. I think that's I'm not sure. I want to say a lieutenant. Yeah, Untersturmführer, because then you have Hauptsturmführer. That's captain. Okay. I'm just thinking that in my head. So they got the old Volkssturm guy there.
Dann können wir uns jetzt auch die Beine vertreten. Warum nicht? Wegen solchen Leuten verlieren wir noch den Krieg. Magst du eine Kippe haben? Klar. Danke. Wie lange bist du dabei? '42 kam die Anberufung. Und wie hast du dir das verdient? Wir haben uns Koprin nach Presse.
Notice he's got more like an M36 pattern tunic versus the other guy who's got like an M44 style tunic. So just kind of an interesting side note there.
Im Kessel habe ich mir dann ein paar Granatsplitter eingefangen.
Half-Life sound effects. I believe they are.
Wie heißt du eigentlich? Ferdinand.
Some of the sound effects are licensed though from a video game. I can't think of which one offhand, but yeah.
Mich auch. Gab's gleich. Geht gleich weiter.
And of course, for those that know, Breslau was a historically imperial German city, and it was given back to Poland. So yeah, I think it's now called, what's Breslau called now? Breslau was pretty awful. Destroyed buildings and everything else. Yeah, it's called Wrocław. I'm not sure how you pronounce that in Polish. All I know are things like kurwa mać. That's all I can say in Polish, but yeah.
Und ihr? Was ist mit euch?
Yeah, he was a schizo.
Könnt doch eh gleich nach Hause gehen. Wisst doch nicht mal, wie so eine Waffe aussieht.
Sei mal still, du Lackaffe. Ich war schon im letzten Krieg dabei. In wie vielen Gefechten warst du denn schon, Birschchen? Ich will mal sehen, wie du dich fühlst, wenn um dich rum die Erde aufgeht.
Deine Zeit wird schon noch kommen. Aufsitzen, wir fahren weiter.
Die sind zu blöd aufzusteigen und wollen den Krieg gewinnen.
So, hold on. It's ironic because I was going to say the other guy, basically, he's going to, the one in the black there, he's going to be in another Paralight Works short as well. I think for the Curlin Pocket, I think he's in that one. Just to say. Landegrill, yeah. Yeah.
Herr Untersturmführer, die Verstärkung ist da.
Endlich.
This guy who plays the SS officer was definitely a theater kid. I can already tell you.
Heil Hitler, meine Herren. Schön, dass Sie es auch geschafft
That
haben.
kid.
Obergefreiter Hofer mit 5 Mann Verstärkung.
This guy really goes for the ham, though. I do have to say, at least in my opinion. When I've seen this before, it's like.
Ich möchte den Krieg gewinnen mit einem Opa und einem Kind.
Ich habe nach Munition gesorgt.
Weißt du, nein, ein. Gib ihnen Waffen. Jawohl. Ihr zwei legt eure Ausrüstung ab. Der Rest holt sich Waffen. Jawohl.
Yeah.
Sieht doch ganz gemütlich aus. Rudi, unser neues Zuhause.
Gets a pepper saw. Drum mag. Oh boy.
Sei bloß vorsichtig, Junge.
One Panzerfaust ought to do it. Nice little area, though. Good place to go on a jog or something like that.
Losgeht, haltet die Köpfe unten. Lass die anderen machen.
Werden wir.
Ich weiß noch, bei uns im alten Fritz in Jena. Da
Schaut nicht hin.
Huh. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Let me see here. I'm not going to worry about that. Let me see here. Video about Hoja, huh? Video about Hoja. I'm sorry. Let me, well, it's not going to make a difference, will it? Sorry there. Let me go ahead and mute this right quick-a-roo. Sorry, folks, for the double audio. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. Here we go. Let's see this video about Hoja, huh? Defense of a... Oh. Okay. Oof. 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 That's a whole lot to... Oof. That's a whole lot of... Ooh, that's a whole lot to take in. Ooh, I'm sorry. Whew. Oh, man. Ooh. Oh, boy. Ooh, gotta take a... Ooh. Let's take a minute there, because that was a little too much. That was a little bit too much white person. Ooh. Okay. Let's do this. We're gonna skip past this here.
Munition und lösen Sie die Wache an der Pack ab.
We're gonna skip ahead a little bit here to his very hammy speech here. He's about to give a very hammy, kind of like a Nick Fuentes style speech here. Very hammy though.
Soldaten,
Here we go.
Brüder.
You could tell that he wanted to do this on a stage.
Wir kämpften in diesem Krieg, der uns bis hierher alles abverlangte. Wir litten. Wir schlugen Schlachten, siegten und verloren. Wir lernten, was es heißt, Schmerzen zu ertragen. Wir sahen unsere Brüder vom Feind dahingemetzelt sterben. Erst vor ein paar Tagen verlor ich einige meiner besten Männer, als der Russe die letzte Stellung vor Breslau einnahm. Und dennoch stehen wir hier, in dieser Schlucht, die der letzte Zugang zu dieser Stadt ist. Meine Kameraden, trotz der Leiden, trotz der Bürde, trotz der Qualen, die wir durchschritten haben, stehen wir hier. Meine Brüder, der Russe lauert vor den Toren Breslaus. Lassen wir ihn daran zerschellen! Für das deutsche Volk!
Oh, I would have just been like, sit your ass down, honky. Sit your ass down. All that LARPing.
Moser, Sie nehmen sich den Volkssturm und sichern die rechte Flanke.
Jawohl.
Maschinengewehr, Sie übernehmen den Hügel.
Volkssturm.
This nigga's got a beard. Look at this. This dude has a neck beard. You ain't gonna say shit about. He's got a neck beard. I didn't even notice that when I was watching this before. Got the airsoft Sturmgewehr there.
Jungs, wir sollten hier Stellung beziehen. Ja. Ist das Ding überhaupt durchgeladen?
Oh yeah, this is where they get meta here. Okay. Yeah, I know, it's his GF. Yeah, we know. He fell asleep. How are you shooting with the bolt closed? Look at that. How can you shoot when the bolt is closed? It's an airsoft gun. Just give me, come on, man. Come on. He's dead. Boom. Saw that coming. It doesn't look fun though. I could imagine myself as like 10 years old. This would be fun. Be like, hey, you want to shoot a movie? You know, and do something like this. That I would see that as fun. I mean, I wouldn't do that now, obviously, but still, that'd be fun. Got the Kriegs Modell Mauser. That was pretty good. Yeah, let's get out of here. About the level of a sci-fi movie. I do have to say, if you've seen Paralight Works, they have stepped their game up in terms of editing and everything else. I do have to say, but that's just me.
Hol mir eine MP, Junge.
Once again, the bowl is still closed. I'm sorry. Very emotional. There we go.
Edgar, ich gebe auf. Ich kann nicht mehr.
Yep.
Rudi, pass auf. Für mich ist hier Endstation. Das ist mein Brief für meine Mutter. Du fliehst, ich gebe dir Deckung. Du hast dein Leben noch vor dir. Hau ab!
Get out, kid! Get out! Get out now! Here we go. Look at that. He went for it. Look at that. He just went for the ham. Oh, but still. Beautiful scenery. Apparently this is Jena, Germany, which became part of the German Democratic Republic later on. Yeah. I'll see you later, Union Army Ball. Yeah, First and Second Reich better than Third Reich, yeah. Laufenberg has a quasi-futurist aspect of the proletariat becoming a nation that are really like, oh yeah, Laufenberg, yeah, he was kind of the first one, yeah, goodbye, Union. Oh yeah. I go with Benito Mussolini, not Hitler or Strasser. Sincerely a fascist, yeah. So what did the Nazis stuck in East Germany thought about the new Eastern government? Some of them got hired on. I mean, some of them were able to get back into the system. Yeah, don't make me create the American Empire, for Christ. Tell me that I am to rule my nation in the future, not under democracy instead of fascism. Yeah. Guilt from Nazi Germany somewhat destroyed patriotism and nationalism within Germans for a long time. Yeah, it still is. I mean, Germany's, it's a mess. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish this up. We're almost done. Got some great scenery here. Basically, he's searching around in the woods. He takes some eggs and, just eats that. Nice scenery, though, I do have to say. And basically, he gives the letter to the mom, to the SS Untersturmführer's mom. Her performance is not brilliant. I'm not an actor, and I would probably be just as rubbish, but it wasn't a great performance. Just saying. But yeah. So there's that. And oof, that's a lot now. Oof. That's all I can say to that. Oof. It's too much, yeah. Germany is cucked big time. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Like I say, there's, I would just say, if nothing else, don't use the Nazis as an example. They just went full on tard mode, and they're just like, yeah, we're going to do it regardless. And just, we're going to destroy these buildings and stuff like that. It's like, be realistic. It's like, don't come to that point. But yeah, that's just me. I think I've pretty much said my piece, though. I think I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Like I say, hopefully tomorrow I will do some recording for that class analysis video on Tailspin. So yeah, I will try to record that. If not tomorrow, then the next day. Hopefully get that done. I've been to an Irish pub 2 years ago. Oh, that sounds nice. I think I'll keep it there, though. I think I've pretty much said my piece on that. Yeah, that's all I really have. Yeah, that's all I got. Okay. I hope y'all have a good rest of the day or good night, whatever time it may be. I will go ahead and let me give a shout out to all the audience there. Seth Frisbee, Peter Bizzell, are you a left winger? I'm not going to say I'm apolitical. I'm going to say I'm more of a Nosbo. I'm going to stick with Nosbo. I'm going to stick with that. And, yeah. Okay, I shall go back to downloading hentai. Oh, boy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All right. See you later, Rod Dog. But yeah, I just want to say, yeah, we'll go ahead and keep it there. Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate it, Peter Bizzell. Yeah. See you later, folks. We'll go ahead and close it out here. But yeah, Rod Dog, of course, install Gentoo. Peter Bizzell, of course. Rod Dog, Tim and Jin, Cornhole Fan 1995, Union Army Ball, Ole. Noji's dead. Kistiza Waffen, yeah. I saw Autarkic People's Republic. He was in here earlier, but yeah, that's about all I got to say. But yeah, hope y'all have a good one. Let's go ahead and play an outro here. Let's go ahead and do something a little bit different from the Grandpa Jones. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and do the old school outro. Here we go. Hopefully it doesn't screw up on me. So see you later, folks, and goodbye.